Lesson 2, The Miller of the Dee. This poem was written by Charles Mackay. Charles Mackay was born in 1814 in Perth, Scotland. He made his literary reputation in 1846 with a collection of poem Voices from the Crowd, and achieved popular success in the same year with the hit songs Cheer Boys Cheer and The Good Time Coming. He had a doctorate in literature and was a successful journalist, poet, and lyricist of 19th century. He died in 1889. So this is about the poet Charles Mackay. So please read it through. And some of his famous songs are Cheer, Boys Cheer, then The Good Time Coming, and Voices from the Crowd. So this is a collection of poem. This was the first collection of poem by Charles Mackay, and he had also doctorate in literature, and he was a successful journalist, then poet, and also a lyricist. Charles Mackay এগৰাকী একেৰাহে সাংবাদিক, কবি আৰু গীতিকাৰ আছিলে। তেওঁ চিয়াৰ বয় চিয়াৰ আৰু দ্য গুড টাইম কামিং বুলি দুটা বিখ্যাত গীত তেওঁ লিখিছিলে। আৰু তেওঁৰ যিখন কালেকশ্যন অফ পয়েট্ৰি ভইচেছ ফ্ৰম দ্য ক্ৰাউড, সেইখন আছিলে তেওঁৰ এখন বিখ্যাত কালেকশ্যন অফ পয়েম। এখন তোমালোকে এইখিনি মনত ৰাখিবা। So now let us read the poem The Miller of the Dee. So what do you mean by the miller? A miller means who owns a mill of flour. You may say miller মানে হৈছে কি যে এটা মিলৰ গৰাকী, যে ধান বনা মিল থাকে বা আটা ময়দা ইত্যাদিবোৰৰ যি মিল থাকে সেয়া হৈছে মিল। তোমালোকে নিশ্চয় জানা সেই মিলৰ গৰাকীটো the miller বুলি কৈছে। And the miller of the Dee. So Dee is a river here. So everyone please listen to the video very carefully. সকলোৱে শুনি যাবা, কিতাপ উলিয়াই ল'বা। Lesson 2. There dwelt a miller, hale and bold, beside the river Dee. He walked and sang from the morn to night, no lark more blithe than he. So once there was a miller who stays. Dwelt means, dwelt মানে কি বুঝায়? থাকা বুঝায়। Who stayed near the river, beside the river Dee. So Dee is a river in England. He worked and sang from morn to night. So as he was the owner of that mill, or you can say a worker, therefore he worked very hard from morning till night, and also sang from morn to night. So while working, he had a habit of singing. No lark more blithe than he. So lark is a skylark, a bird who sings. So no lark more blithe than he. So blithe means happy. You can see the meaning here. Blithe means happy. So he millers on, যিজনে এই এটা মিলৰ তেওঁ গৰাকী আছিলে, মালিক আছিলে, তেওঁ কি কৰিছিলে? যেতিয়া কাম কৰি আছিলে, বহুত কষ্টকৰ কাম কৰিছিলে, দিনে ৰাতি কাম কৰিব লগা হৈছিলে, আৰু সেই কষ্টৰ মাজতে আৰু তাৰ বহুত ৰেছপন্সিবিলিটি আছিলে। সেই কষ্টৰ মাজতে কি কৰিছিলে? ৰাতিপুৱাৰ পৰা ৰাতিলৈকে গান গুণগুণাই আছিলে, যাতে তেওঁৰ সেই কষ্টখিনি যাতে তেওঁৰ অনুভৱ নহয়। And this the burden of his song forever used to be. I envy nobody, no, not I am. Nobody envies me. So envy means, you can see the meaning here. Envy, dissatisfied with other belongings. অন্যৰ বস্তু লৈ পেলাই, আনৰ বস্তুক লৈ পেলাই কেতিয়াও কোনো ধৰণৰ অসন্তুষ্টি বা ঈৰ্ষা ভাৱ নাই। He was not jealous of anybody. And the burden of his song, that means the theme of his song. Burden means the difficult responsibility. As he was working in a mill, so তাৰ বহুতখিনি ৰেছপন্সিবিলিটি আছিলে, দায়িত্ব আছিলে, আৰু সেইকাৰণে সেই দায়িত্বখিনি ফলো কৰিবলৈ যাতে ইটছ এ বাৰ্ডেন, বোজা বুলি কৈছে, কাৰণ এইটো এটা খুব কষ্টকৰ কাম। সেই মিলত যি কাম কৰিছিলে, গতিকে সেই যিটো কষ্টৰ যিটো অনুভৱ, সেইটো পাহৰি থাকিবৰ কাৰণে কি কৰিছিলে? দ্য মিলাৰ sang from morning till night. ৰাতিপুৱাৰ পৰা একদম ৰাতিলৈকে কাম কৰি থকাৰ মাজতে গানো গুণগুণাইছিল। And finally the miller said, I envy nobody. I'm not jealous of anybody. মই কাৰো কারোর বিষয়ে মোৰ কোনো ঈৰ্ষা ভাৱ নাই, কারোর ওপৰত মোৰ কোনো অসন্তুষ্টি ভাৱ নাই, and I'm sure no not and nobody envies me, আৰু মোক কোনেও ঈৰ্ষাও নকৰে বা মোক কোনেও বেয়া নাপায়. So this is the first stanza. তোমালোকে নিশ্চয় এইখিনি বুজি পাইছা. Now let us move forward to the next stanza of the poem. Thou art wrong, my friend, said old King Hell. Thou art wrong as wrong can be. For could my heart be light as thine, I'd glad sings with thee. And tell me now, what makes thee sing with voice so loud and free, while I am sad, though I am the king beside the river Dee. So, yate, tumaloke dekhisa, thou, Thou. It's in Old English. ঠিক আছে, Old English. And the meaning is you are. Its meaning is you are. And hell means I've already said it's happy. So thou art wrong, my friend. So it means you are wrong, my friend, said old King Hell. So now there is a new character, the king, the old king, whose name was Hall. You can say Hall, old King Hall. Thou art wrong as wrong can be, for could my heart be light as thine. So once a king named Hall happened to reach there. So, Hall বুলি এজন ৰজা আছিল, তেওঁ সেই তাত গৈ পেলাই উপস্থিত হৈছিলে, তাত মাজে মাজে আহিছিলে, on that beside the river Dee. And he told the miller that he was absolutely wrong. In what sense? Was absolutely wrong about or what he sang about. The king was envious of miller's happiness. As we can see that the miller was very happy and he was living a very contented and happy life. But suddenly one day the king met that miller and he was surprised to see that a humble miller was so happy. He was very quiet, as a very humble person. He was very happy. But on the other hand, the king was not very happy. He was so sad. For could my heart be light as thine? Thine means your. Thine means your. I gladly sings with thee. So the king wanted to exchange his life with the miller. ৰজাজনে কি কৰিছে, ৰজাজন যেটো ৰজা সকলো ধন সম্পত্তি সাহস ক্ষমতা সকলো আছে, কিন্তু ৰজাজন ইমান বেছি সুখী নাছিলে, সেই মিলাৰজন যিমানখিনি সুখী আছিল, তেওঁৰ কোনো ধৰণৰ মিলাৰ গৰাকীৰ কোনো ধৰণৰ কোনো দুখ নাছিলে, কোনো ধৰণৰ তেওঁ বেদনা বিলাক তেওঁ প্ৰকাশ কৰা নাছিলে, তেওঁ খুব হাঁহিৰে ফূৰ্তিৰে গান গাইছিলে আৰু সেই মিলত কাম কৰি আছিলে. So I would gladly sing with thee. Gladly means happily. I would be very happy. ৰজাই কৈছে যে মই যদি কি কৰিব পাৰো, মই যদি তোমাৰ লগত মোৰ জীৱনটো হাল সলনি কৰিব পাৰো, exchange this happiness, exchange this life, and tell me now what makes thee sing with voice so loud and free. Then the king asked the miller, what made you sing so loud and clear? তুমি যে ইমান ধুনীয়াকে চিঞৰি চিঞৰি ফ্ৰীলি মুক্ত মনেৰে গান গাইছা কাম কৰি থকাৰ মাজত, কিহে তোমাক প্ৰেৰণা দিছে, কিহে তোমাক উৎসাহ দিছে? While I am sad, though I am the king. So the king Hall was he had all his powers, position, but he was not happy. He was sad. On the other hand, in contrary, Miller was happy. Though he was a simple worker, simple owner of the mill, so he was working happily. He had no worries. So he was leading a very happy and contented life. But on the other hand, the king itself was very sad. যদিও ৰজাৰ সকলোখিনি আছে, সকলো ধন সম্পত্তি আছে, কিন্তু ৰজাজন ইমান বেছি সুখী হ'ব পৰা নাছিলে beside the river Dee. So again the king raised this question that তুমি কেনেকৈ ইমানখিনি সুখী হৈ আছা, প্ৰশ্নটো সুধিছে মিলাৰক. So this is about the second paragraph. I hope you have understood the second paragraph. Now can we move forward the third paragraph? The miller smiled and doffed his cape. I earn my bread, quoth he. I love my life, I love my friend, I love my children, G. I owe no penny I cannot pay. I thank the river D that turns the miller, that greens the corn to feed my babes and me. So here they say that the miller smiled and doffed means removing his cap. He was wearing a cap in the mill, therefore topi to khulise, khuli pelai hahi pelai ki koise, I earn my bread. I am living very happily. I have no objection. So I earn my bread. Quoth he mentioned, I love my life, I love my friend. So all the people surrounded me, my friend, my wife, his 3 children. So they are all very supportive. They help us, they love me. So I owe no penny, I cannot pay. But more iman toka nai je moi kabak help koribo parim, kabak poisa di pele sahay koribo parim. I owe no penny. O means that means belongings. More iman on সম্পত্তি নাই, more single পয়সা এটাও নাই, আনা এটাও এক আনা পয়সা এটাও নাই, but I am happy. We are living happily by helping each other. So I thank the river D. He also thanked the river D, the miller. কিয় thank দিছে? কাৰণ সেই নদীখনৰ কাষতে সিহঁতে আশ্ৰয় লৈছে, সেই নদীৰ পাৰতে সিহঁতৰ মিলটো আছে. That turns the meal, that greens the corn to feed my babes and me. So that is his occupation, that is service. He was working on that mill that turns the meal, that greens the corn. Corn means শস্য, আৰু সেই মিলতে কি হয় মই ক'লো নহয়, গমৰ পৰা তাত আটা বনাই, ফ্লোৰ ময়দা বনাই, গতিকে ভোক নিবাৰণৰ কাৰণে, ক্ষুধা নিবাৰণৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ যিবিলাক বস্তুৰ প্ৰয়োজন, খোৱা বস্তুৰ প্ৰয়োজন হয়, সেইখিনি তাত কি হয় উৎপাদন হয়, টু ফিড মাই বেবছ এণ্ড মি, মোৰ এই গোটেই পৰিয়ালটোক আৰু সেইখিনিৰে আমি মই খুৱাব পাৰো. So তেনেকৈ সিহঁতে চলি আছে. যদিও মিলাৰ গৰাকী বহুত বেছি ধন সম্পত্তি নাই, but he was happy with much money, with the little money he had. যিখিনি আছে গোটেইখিনি লৈ পেলাই was happy. But the king was not happy. He was sad. Therefore he was asking the question again and again, how could be you happy after all? After all this responsibility of working in the mill. So have you understood this paragraph? This stanza, sorry. Okay. Then now let's move forward to the last part of the poem. Good friend, said Hall, sighed the while. Farewell and happy be, but say no more. If thou'st be true, that no one envies thee. Thy milly cap is worth my crown, thy mill my kingdom's fee. Such man as thou are England's boast, O miller of the Dee. So at last, in the last stanza, good friend, said Hall, and sighed মানে ফুমনিয়া কৰা. And thou'st, it's again an old English. Old English, and its meaning you can see here. You would. আমি এইটো যেনেকৈ পাইছিলো, you are, thou'st means you would. So here it is see that good friend and side with the while, farewell and happy be. The king wished that miller to be happy always, forever. So he was giving farewell to that miller. আৰু ৰজা হলে সেই মিলাৰ জনক কি দিছে, বিদায় সম্ভাষণ জনাইছে যে তুমি সদায় এনেদৰে সুখী হৈ থাকা. But say no more. You would be true that no one envies thee. So the miller explained that he performed every duty of his life, of his simple life, very sincerely, very obediently, and that kept him happy. Miller is a প্ৰতিটো কাম নিজৰ যিখিনি দায়িত্ব সেইখিনি ভালদৰে পালন কৰে, সেইকাৰণে তেওঁ আনন্দৰে থাকিব পাৰিছে. So but say no more, যে মই আৰু একো নকওঁ. If you would be true that no one envies thee. Thee means you. As I have said earlier, so no one jealous of you. কোনেও যাতে তোমাক ঈৰ্ষা নকৰে আৰু তুমিও যাতে কাকো ঈৰ্ষা নকৰা. তুমি সদায় সুখেৰে থাকা, কাৰোৰ প্ৰতি যাতে কোনো dissatisfaction নাহে. The thy milly cap is worth my crown. Mealy means dry and powdery. All the powder that came out from that mill, সেই মিলৰ যিটো গুৰি বিভিন্ন যিবিলাক পৰে চাৰিওফালে সেই গুৰিৰে মিলৰ কেপটো ভৰ্তি হৈ আছিলে সেইকাৰণে কৈছে the mealy cap dirty cap is worth my crown. So this is a very big sentence here. So worth my crown. Crown মানে কি তোমালোকে জানা crown মানে মুকুট ৰজাই যিটো মুকুট পিন্ধে is called crown. So now the king compared the mealy cap of the miller with his crown. ৰজাৰ মুকুটৰ সৈতে তুলনা কৰিছে. Thy meal my kingdom's fees. আৰু কি কৈছে the king itself was living a royal life. He has everything, but he was not happy. But the miller was happy with that small kingdom. Kingdom means rajya, state. বা যিটো ৰজাই শাসন কৰে সেই miller kingdom কোনখন that mill, that small mill was the kingdom. Such man as thou are England's boast, O miller of the D. Boast means pride, অহংকাৰ আৰু কৈছে যে তোমালোকৰ নিচিনা মানুহবিলাকে আমাৰ ইংলেণ্ডৰ কাৰণে কি গৌৰৱৰ কথা. So you were performing your duty very sincerely, obediently, and you were living life happily without any dissatisfaction, without any worries. So O miller of the D. So the king realized, ৰজাই উপলব্ধি কৰিছিলে the miller's humble life, simple and sincere life, and it was more desirable than the sad life of the king. ৰজাই যে খুব অশান্তিৰে দুখেৰে জীৱন যাপন কৰিছিলে তাৰ পৰিৱৰ্তে সেই মিলাৰ গৰাকীয়ে যে খুব শান্তিৰে খুব আনন্দেৰে দিন অতিবাহিত কৰিছিলে এই কথাটো এই যিটো দুটা ধাৰণা এই কথাটোকে শেষত ৰজাই কৈছে. He realized, উপলব্ধি কৰিছে যে we should expect and we should live the life of the kind of miller who was living a very happy and contented life. He was happy with the thing he had. তাৰ যিখিনি বস্তু আছে সেইখিনি বস্তু লৈ পেলাই সেইখিনি টকা সম্পত্তি লৈ পেলাই তেওঁ সুখী হৈ আছে আৰু সেইকাৰণে তেওঁ জীৱনটো হাঁহি মুখেৰে ফূৰ্তিৰে কটাব পাৰিছে. So this is the poem. So I hope you have understood, and we will discuss it in the class also. তোমালোকে পঢ়িবা ভালদৰে. ইয়াতে এটা সামাৰিও দিয়া আছে the poem. You can read these lines also. Finally, at last, we have learned that money and power is not everything. So what is important is we should be sincere, we should be obedient, we should be responsible for our duties. Then only we can be happy, we can remain happy in our life. So তোমালোকে দেখিছা কবিতাটোত ৰজাজনে সকলো তেওঁৰ ক্ষমতা ধন সম্পত্তি থকাৰ পিছতো he was not happy. But the miller who was just an owner of that mill, he had lots of responsibilities, but he was happy because he did his duty, his responsibility sincerely, obediently. So this is very important in our life also. So we should be obedient, we should be honest to our duties, our job, our profession. So then only we can be happy forever in our life. So read the poem and we will discuss in the Google Meet class. Okay, thank you.